All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the state of equities in recent days, with the major indices suffering a bit here and there. Now, what's interesting is that gold and silver operated similarly towards the end of the week, though the downward movement in the prices both began earlier in the week for separate reasons. So in this video, we're going to see how gold and silver may move this coming week by looking at several metrics from other markets. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. So as often as we do here, we're going to start off with the 10-year. Now, last week, the 10-year had some interesting movements by almost getting into the 0.5s. But by the end of the day on Friday, the yield got as high as 0.721. Now, that's an insane leap. Which begins to lead me to formulate the hypothesis that the mood has switched back a little bit to some riskier plays. Now, let's take a look at another metric here. We are going to take a look at the VIX. Now, the VIX began trending down just before 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. It hit its highest point at that time around 38 and slowly lost steam throughout the day to wind up at around 30.75. Now, this is important because the VIX played such a huge role in dampening upward momentum for both stocks and precious metals. Now, let's take a look at the at another metric here. I'm going to take a look at the DXY. Now, let's see how it performed. Just after the VIX began to head down, the DXY began to lose strength as well, and finally retreated back into the 92s, getting as low as 92.72 and ending at 92.97. Now, gold and silver both responded in opposite fashion to the DXY, and dusted their shoulders off a little bit, though we ended lower this week. The moves in the DXY and VIX leave me hopeful that we will have more upward movement next week. Now, let's talk about some of the economic data that we'll have coming out next week. So I wrote some of these down here. Now, the good news, obviously, is that we will have less to contend with this coming week than last week. Obviously, Monday is Labor Day here in the United States, so no need to worry there. Tuesday, we'll get the small business index numbers, which I'm actually just kind of curious to see how things are going on there. We'll also get consumer credit as well. On Wednesday, we'll get job openings for July. Thursday, we'll get our jobless data plus producer price index and also wholesale inventories. Friday, we'll get the CPI and the federal budget. Now, out of all of those days, Thursday and Friday seem like the ones to watch. Friday is also 9/11, so much respect and love to anyone who lost any family members or friends out there during that time. But overall, judging by how the dollar is moving, how the VIX is moving, the fewer amounts of economic data that we have to contend with this week, I feel pretty confident about gold and silver performing better next week than it did this week. I do feel a little weary, though, about the higher 10-year yield, but I don't think it will mute gold and silver getting back to stasis. It may hinder things in overall upward momentum, though, but let me know what you guys think will happen next week as far as gold and silver's performance in the comment section below. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion.